Hi Virgo, it's Lynn from Tinker Tarot and Cartomancy, and I'm here to do your December 2025 reading. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy birthday to some of you out there. Well, not Virgos, I mean, if you're watching your Sagittarius, happy birthday to some of you, for those cross watchers. And anyway, I have it all laid out here, and your reading is a lot about communication and change, okay? And the communication is not just what you're hearing and saying, it's also what you're feeling. Sometimes some of this communication isn't being said, but you have a sense of something, or you hear something that's not, doesn't make sense to you. Anyway, so you're really listening at this time. You have in the Sacred Rebels Oracle, you have listening for truth, just like I said. So this is trying to listen with all your senses, kind of thing, you know. And there could be even gossip, or you're just tired of all that kind of communication. You don't want to have anything to do with it. And so you're moving on to a higher level in a way, but also you just want to cut through the malarkey, and you're a guardian of truth. You are reminded of the power of protection. You know, you're protecting yourself, you're standing up for yourself, but it's not a fight. Sometimes you don't have to say a word, you just don't participate. Okay? So then in the Anna K Tarot, you have a few here. Anna K Tarot, you have the Tower. So something is coming apart. Something is going to suddenly happen, that needed to happen because it wasn't strong. There was, something's been beating it down over time. Okay? And so it's about to fall. One of the reasons it's about to fall is because you're not holding it up anymore. You've been holding it up, I think, and it's been exhausting for you. I say that because in the Transparent Tarot, I just have wanted to do all of them. So I did all of them. First of all, you have the Six of Pentacles, and it's about equal give and take. It's about, everybody also takes responsibility for their actions, their work, their time, their energy, their own healing too, their own healing. Here is the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords, is listening for the truth and is gathering the facts, and also it's very intelligent, and it's using the mind a lot, not necessarily always the mouth, the mind. Okay, because I think you've been trying to keep something together, maybe in a family or a relationship, trying to keep something together, because I think you were under the awareness of another idea, but now you know something you didn't before. And you're also exhausted. You want to lay down this burden. This is a big burden here on your shoulders. And you're realizing it's not all your burden. Everybody's responsible for their own part. Okay? So I think you're getting wise. You're getting wise. But you're not getting upset. In the body of the tarot, in the recent past, you've seen the light. You have the sun. The sun, lets us see everything that was in shadow before, that we didn't understand. There was some sort of confusion. But anyway, you see everything very clearly now. You also have a different attitude. You're not mad, I don't think. I think you just accept something, but know, what you want to be happier. You don't want to be stuck in this, whatever it is going on. I feel like there's some sort of deception with someone going on in some way. They're not sharing the whole truth. They've got their own agenda. I'm not sure. maybe not doing their part, right? But still wanting all the benefits. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles. See that? It's right over top of the sun. Fits perfectly. So this is, for some of you, either the successful and happy beginning of healing. And for others, as you have an idea, you're kind of fishing around for something new to develop in your life, a new idea. I think it has a huge chance of being successful. You may be becoming successful. Others might be able to see your work right now because this is a sun. It shows things. And so might be able to see your value, your work. But I feel like something is brewing here. And I think it's a big change in you too, because you're looking for balance. I'm going to put that down there for a sec first. See, you're looking for balance in your life. You may have been juggling in the past a lot of your time and energy. Now you're wanting to focus on this idea you have, whether it's wellness or business or some sort of creative venture you're wanting to go on. And then when I put them together, you're able to balance all this. And this is what you want in your life too. You want balance. You want it like happiness. You don't want to be bogged down by a bunch of baloney, okay? And you want peace. So there's I see a little bit of a yogi there, someone maybe meditating or doing yoga. Oops, I moved it. Meditating or doing yoga, trying to find peace, right? In the present, you have another 10. So first of all, you had the 10 of Wands. And now you have another 10. So there's a possibility you might be moving because the situation you're in could be too toxic, too harmful, too painful, So, and you're ready to let go of this burden. Some of this pain that you're feeling was caused by yourself. Like other people definitely contribute and hurt your feelings, but you do your own damage, like we all do. When we've been let down, we start to attack ourselves, saying, oh, geez, I was so stupid. I fell for that. Geez. But you shouldn't. And it's natural, though. It's natural. But you're finished with all that. You're not going to feel guilty anymore. You're not going to do that to yourself anymore. You're ready to move on in a loving way. You're ready to express yourself positively, lovingly. You want to make friends, not enemies, and you could be also looking for a relationship that's more meaningful, okay? Then you have the 8 of Wands, and the 8 of Wands is, you could be traveling. There's a possibility you could be going on a trip or a vacation or maybe just a weekend. You could be traveling to seek these relationships, this could be visiting old friends or anything like that. But also there's a possibility that you get some sort of news or opportunity in which you have to act very quickly. And I feel quick energy, quick change, quick big change, because you also have that tower here, right? You have that tower. You have 2 10s and the Ace of Pentacles and the Sun. It's like doors closing, doors opening, right? And it's funny how fast it happens like that. And I think it's going to take you out of whatever burden or responsibilities you were maintaining, that like in some way I feel like you were doing all the work, whether it was emotionally or physically. So yeah, I feel like you're going to discover or realize that someone wasn't exactly being honest. They were being sneaky, trying to get away with something, and still wanting the rewards. So, and also the possibility is that you might sneak off and say, you know what? Exit stage left. I'm out of here. Although this looks menacing, it's going to bring you great happiness, emotional fulfillment. This is the Nine of Cups, and there's something really good coming out of this. I don't want to say tragedy, but disappointment maybe. You know, it let you down. You didn't feel good about it, but you're so much happier now. And then the Six of Wands. This, look at how the Six of Wands goes right through this Nine of Cups. Okay, a couple of things. There's a strong foundation here at the root of this. There is, and the Wands is what's carrying you. This expansion, this steps into either recognition, or you might be followed. You know, like people might look up to you for direction in some way. So, and also because you're able to cut through this, you're able to protect what you believe, protect the truth in some way. It's a champion kind of a card here. Anyway, it's a successful card. So, recognition, reward, for standing up to this, cutting through it, defending something here. Okay. How powerful that is. And that you're strong enough now to do it, because I think maybe for a while there you were getting overwhelmed, like there was just too much. Well, I want to spread these out again before I lay down these Anna Kay, because I'll make relationships with these. All right, so put that aside. So to go with these cards, let me get some space here. Let's see. Okay. So with the Sun, you have the Ace of Pentacles, exactly what's beside it. Wow, double Sun Ace of Pentacles combination. So this is, hunting for that new idea, or discovering some new energy, new creative energy, a new way of healing, like of taking care of yourself, because this is a very physical suit. The Pentacles are about our physical selves, so we start to take care of ourselves. But anyway, look at that. So definitely this new idea, this new practice that you're doing is doing good things for you, because you've had to stand up to others. You've had to face something alone, it seems like, maybe vulnerable, but you're not going to back down. This is because you believe in who you are and what you feel and what you're no dummy. And so you may have to face this whole brood of people or ideas that disagree. So that's okay. You're like, yeah, bring it on. And this could be after recovering from some sort of illness, mental illness, depression. You kind of went into the cave for a while, but I feel like you're coming out even stronger, is what I'm saying. Also, there could be someone in your family that's sick, that's ill, that maybe this is, you've had to take care of them, and then everyone else comes in and wants all the rewards, or I don't know. It feels like you're defending something in a way here, or someone. Yeah. So, Eight of Swords with the Ten of Swords, right? Like I said, those last three swords we put in ourselves. We hurt ourselves with our own thoughts, words, or what we think people are thinking. We don't know. They didn't say that, but we're like thinking, oh, they think I'm dumb. They think I'm vulnerable, or and so you take it against yourself when you're thinking about it. But I think that that's coming to an end. People see you like this, but you see you like this. and so you need to change. You need to recognize who you really are here. And I think you are with this 10 of Swords, right? You're not going to be hard on yourself anymore. Um, the Knight of Cups with the Devil, so you're conquering something. See that Knight of Cups? There it is. With the Devil, you're conquering something with love, being kind to yourself and others, not using others as weapons. Or I feel like someone has in the situation using people like weapons to gain what they want. So something's wrong here, and you're either a champion against this devil, or you're just walking on by. You're not going to give it any attention anymore. Whatever the devil is, whether it's another person or your own doubt and worth and all that. And then the Eight of Wands with the Prince of Wands, or the Page of Rods. So I love this one because the Page of Rods is looking where he is or she is there's nothing growing. There's no growth, here. There's nothing to do. There's nowhere to expand and grow. But on the other side of the fence, everything's going on. The sun's shining, the apple blossom tree is blossoming, and there's all kinds of potential and growth over on that side. So it's looking for where that growth is, taking that action. Well, the Eight of Wands really takes the action, but it's sudden. It's sudden. It's just one day you're sitting around watching TV, and the next day your life changes. It's within, like, I would say within a week, time that this big change happens. And it is time for that, because back in February or somewhere around that, and I'm not an astrologist, but Pluto had moved into another sign, Pisces maybe. And Pluto doesn't move that often. 12 to 14 years, I think. Or anyway, so if you go back to like 2010, 2006, right around that time, because it's up to 24 years, this when it moves. It's got a big possibility span there. And something could be repeating, because it's called return, the Pluto return. And so something's repeating in your life at this time, or in this past year that we've been in. Something's repeated. You're doing something that you did then again. So it could be a relationship. It could be where you work or who you work for. It could be where you're living, So there's something repeating here. And there could be a repeating pattern of you being, maybe going through a tough cycle, maybe fixing everything for everybody else, and then not just a burden that really wasn't yours in the first place, kind of thing. So it could be, you'll have to figure out what it is, but I recognize it in my life, Okay. So then in the future, near the end of December, maybe spilling into January a little bit. Look at that. So where is it? Right there. So you have Seven of Swords with the Six of Wands. So there's something you're conquering here, just like in the Transparent. Six of Wands is the last card you got there too. So this is magnifying that you're going to be successful over some sort of sneakiness, is what I like to call it. It's sneakiness, okay? And so I feel like it could be in someone else's behavior. Nine of Cups on Nine of Cups. Like, this is huge. Huge, yes, double yes, double success, double happiness. Like there is something that you're winning here, okay? And you're really happy about it. And I feel like it's the right thing to happen. It's the right thing, because you're not fighting for something that is unjust from you. You could be blamed. People could be blamed. Somebody could be lying about the whole situation, and some people think you're doing something you're not. Okay. Um, and then this is beautiful. The Six of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles. So here you are, Virgo, and the Queen of Pentacles is pregnant. That means something new is going to be birthed. She nurtures everything she touches comes to life. So you're going to have the Midas touch here. But you're more about connection too. You may want to get outside and do more things outside. It's really going to be healing for you. But I feel like you're bringing something to life here. And this is going to be successful. It's a big step for you. And you are ready for it. You're ready to inaugurate change in your life. It's really, really good. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of the cartomancy. Usually I have it all pre-shuffled, but I don't this time. So I'm going to give you, whoa, look at that. Right away. They are so ready. Let me grab that. Ace of Clubs. So this could have something to do with your home. All right. Ace of Clubs, I think of that as the home, or definitely new business, new job, new enterprises. And this also, because the Ace of Clubs is about your time and energy too. Like also very creative, how you're the possibility of expansion in this new seed. You plant a seed, it's going to grow if you take care of it, right? Spend the time and energy. So let's have a look. Wow, this is a big reading. This thing that's coming down, that's, you're giving up on, you're walking away from, whatever it is, it's going to be the best thing you ever did. All right, the best thing. So I'm going to move these cards over. Maybe I'll just move them over because sometimes I like to refer back to them. Move it on over. Move it on over. Move over, little darling. The big old dog's moving in. All right. I was just going to do a few cards, but since they were so jumpy, I thought they're saying they want this. That's what they're saying. So, wow. So something's going to end, something's going to begin right there. Door closing, door opening, right there. And it's something to do with maybe a promotion, some sort of steps in work you're taking. You have to leave something behind or stop doing something. You may end one career completely. Like you could be a mailman and all of a sudden you're building furniture in your friend's business or something like that. It's something you can definitely invest in. You could be signing contracts. You could be signing a lease. This could be moving. But I feel like, ending something, beginning something else. So this could be the paperwork that you need to sign to commit to. It's a commitment. Coming in, 10 of Spades. So, because there was a wall here that you couldn't get around and you decided not to. Why am I keep fighting to try and fix this or to hold it up? Or why am I doing this? And you just kind of go, aha. But you may not say anything to anybody. You may just move on. I think that you get a light shone on the situation and you realize that you have doubt about I feel like someone says something somewhere. It could be something you hear or you see something and all of a sudden it dawns on you, it comes to you, or you get a feeling that, because they don't say anything exactly, but for some reason you see the light all of a sudden, and it creates doubt. Um, and there could be parts of you too that it's hard to let go of this thing that maybe you've been doing, because there could be a sense of responsibility in you. And so there could be a little bit of guilt, or if you're doing the right thing. Above you, you have King of Hearts, King of Clubs, and the Four of Diamonds. So I think this could be the two other people involved, possibly. You decide. King of Hearts could be a blue-eyed blonde person or light-haired person. This person, and one of these people could be yourself too, but this person is usually very kind, very soft, could be a relative, brother. These both could be brothers. Um, Authoritative, they because kings run the show, right? Kings are experienced. And so this one's experienced in relationships and likes to be in one. This one is probably more creative, problem solving, dynamic, kind of a card. Um, sense of humor, probably a friend or family. But there's some sort of pause in the financial situation, something that you maybe all invest in together, maybe all stand to benefit together. Um, but there's some sort of pause for some reason. All right. And you might be having your doubts about these two or whoever's involved. Even though they seem like good people, there's something suspicious, and I think you have every right to be suspicious. Okay. It's probably to do with some sort of investments, money, but there's trouble from this, either this king or their kid. Okay, but there's some sort of trouble with this person. This person is kind of shrewd, straightforward, could be kind of a, I don't know, mad, maybe have a chip on their shoulder in some way. Because I don't think you get mad. I think someone else feels they deserve more, maybe something like that. But there's something about, there's in every single pile here, there's something about a financial situation. Someone could have passed away and now the money's being dealt out, and it feels like someone's not being honest, wants more. They want more. How others are seeing you or influencing you. So you definitely are going to be having more work to do in some way. I'm not sure what it's to do with. You definitely, I feel like, are listening to the beat. You could be the mother, the grandmother. There's the Queen of Diamonds. This is the matriarch, really. She's usually a mature person. Like I said, the mother, the grandmother, or the auntie. She is, the guide, the one you go to for advice or help. She could have green or gray eyes, also could be redhead or strawberry blonde. Doesn't have to be, could have gray hair too. She's mature for sure, right? And she may have work for you, okay? Or you're helping her with work. There's something that, some sort of bonus you're getting here, but it comes with time and effort. In the foundation, you have the Three of Diamonds, the Five of Spades, and the Ten of Hearts. A lot of tens here. I feel like you're moving. I feel like you're moving. You're moving out from one situation, and I think where you're going, you're going to be pretty happy with. You're either moving up or moving down, and by moving down, I mean downsizing, wanting something simpler, and easy. So the Three of Diamonds, this is the beginning of your wish coming true. Things are starting to come together, but there's also something you need to sacrifice here for ultimate happiness. There could be a loss in a family relationship or just a relationship situation. There could be or you feel like there's something lost here in the situation, but at the same time, I feel like change is needed. All right, change is needed, and this is a huge time of change, right? December is the 3, and that's when we start to get the wheels turning, in how we want things to be, right? And I think you're looking for more fairness, more equal give and take in relationships. In the surprise, you have the Four of Clubs, the Eight of Spades, and the Seven of Spades. This could be around your home or work. This, I feel like that your doubts, someone might voice their opinion about your doubts or about your inaction or lack of communication, and then you can um, tell them what you do think. You're standing your ground here, I figure. Someone or yourself could have tears over this little talk that has to happen. Um, I don't think they're your tears. Not anymore. It's theirs. You know, I think you took on a lot of stuff before that wasn't yours, and you don't worry about it now. You don't shed tears now. You know, you've changed. There's a light that has been turned on for you, and it just needed to. It's that this chapter is done. Everybody needs change, and it's the best thing for all. It's to do with this devil right in the center of it. So someone could be have an addiction of some sort, gambling maybe, could be drugs or something like that. And I feel like it's something that you've been sympathetic to, maybe enabled for a while, and that's it. You also feel like it was really hard to face, really hard to stand up to this person, this addiction, this whatever. But you're going to be successful. You are. So this is really nice. There might be some tears shed, but it's we all need that healing, right? Maybe this is needed so that someone can heal, someone can recognize and also acknowledge. This is acknowledgement, because maybe it was the white elephant in the room for years. No one said anything, right? Because they didn't want to have to stand up to the whole family about it or the whole whoever. So, you're ready for this change and you're not afraid of it. And you don't feel like it's going to be a big fight. Like I'm not fighting. I'm doing this. So, anyway, wow, congratulations, Virgo. You'll have to let me know in the comments. I'm dying of curiosity how this relates to your life and your situation. And yeah, so anyway, oh, I wanted to tell you these were gifted to me. They're blue jay feathers. I didn't say that already, did I? Blue jay feathers. And these blue jay feathers represent, I feel like I'm repeating myself. Am I? Did I say this already? They represent honesty, the search for truth, objectivity, spirituality, a beginning of spirituality. I just think they're gorgeous. Anyway, talk to you later. Happy December.